Just got $100,000, gonna spend $100,000. Probably not the best thing to do. Don't spend it just because you have it. And welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for being here. This is another installment of Blue Oranges, your online empowerment creative resource for art, education, and business. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content coming out made specifically just for you. But without further ado, let's get started. Today we are talking about financial startups for creatives, do's and don'ts. What are those do's and don'ts as you begin to launch out into the deep of your business? Whether that be a graphic design company, if you're designing clothes, if you're a photographer, makeup artist, whatever it is that you are doing creatively, what are some of those financial do's and don'ts? So I'm going to share 4 with you today. Number 1 is don't compare yourself to big businesses. You could say, oh, look at their marketing and their advertising. Look, they sell 15 different products and they have 25 different services that they offer. That's cool, but they have $1 million advertising and marketing budget. You don't. You just started out. And also, they have the proper staffing to back up these systems that they've worked really hard to put in place. You don't. You may not even have your first employee yet. Or you could be saying, man, look at the quality of the material that they're using. They have imported lace from France and they have this pleated in South Africa. And then, no. Back it up. It's okay. They can pay for the shipping and handling, plus the travel fees that are attached to it for those processes to be completed. And you can't. Don't get caught up in what other big businesses are doing. Unfortunately, because if you do get caught up, this will take you down a very slippery, dark path financially that will be hard to climb your way out of. Don't do it. 2, don't spend it just because you have it. Well, I just made $25. We just made $1,000. That could be the worst. If you have 1,000, spend 1,000. Just got 500, spend 500. Just got $100,000, gonna spend $100,000. Probably not the best thing to do. Don't spend it just because you have it. Number 3, don't give in to the need for endless inspiration trips. I'm guilty of this one. So, I need to go to Paris. I need to go back to New York. I have to go to Southern Texas, whatever that is. You know what? I saw this on the Food Channel and I just need to go 7 hours across the water to... Don't do it. Paying for these endless inspiration trips is a trap financially. If you're just starting out, chances are you don't have an inspiration travel budget just yet. Don't do it. And number 4, don't compare yourself to the artistic Joneses. Well, I'm a designer, so I should look like a designer. I'm a stylist, so I should be dressing like a stylist. I'm a graphic designer, so I need to dress and drive what graphic designers drive. I don't even know what graphic designers drive. What is that? Who knows? You are setting yourself up for financial strain to look like someone you don't even know. And you don't even know if they exist, and you don't know how much they pay for that. It was probably borrowed. It was probably rented. They probably got it loaned out from a company or something like that. Just saying. But enough with the don'ts. Let's talk about maybe some healthy habits we should adopt, okay? So instead of comparing yourselves to the big companies and multi-billion-dollar organizations, how about you study and modify? So definitely study, become a student of your particular industry and discipline, and find out what are these major corporations doing? What are smaller organizations doing, and how can you adopt some of these methods? You don't have to recreate the wheel, but how can you do that on a much smaller scale just to get yourself started? How did they start out? How can you update that method to fit modern day technology and the way that the world and culture is going today? How can you modify and still stick within your very small budget, but still do quality things like other big businesses and big corporations are doing? So this is not to say that You shouldn't look to them as something to aspire to or admire, but trying to copy verbatim their advertising and their marketing or the amount of services and products that they offer can be unrealistic in the beginning just because they have the budget, structure, systems, staffing set in place. And you may not have those things in the beginning, and that is okay. Start where you are and grow up. Instead of spending it just because you have it, what about budgeting? Do you even know that you actually have it? Have you accounted for labor? What about overhead costs? Have you accounted for the bills that are coming up next month? Just because you got that $100,000 in the mail or from an investor, however it came, doesn't mean you actually have it. So put it on paper, put it in a budget. If you don't know how to do budgets, there are great resources out there you can check out. The Budgetnista, Tiffany Elish, Live Richer Academy. You can also check out the Finance Bar. Many different resources. You can check out Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Lots of resources out there for you to check on how to budget, and they are very engaging. It's very engaging material, so you won't get bored, and it's an exciting way to learn how to budget for things that may come up within not only just your personal life, but also your business, things you would, because there is nothing worse than spending money that's not actually there. Now, if you are not financially responsible, then you can delegate this task to a trusted source. And if you don't have a staff member just yet, look to your community, your immediate friends and your immediate family, that circle that's around you, and see who is able to help you in this area. Create systems financially that are going to work for you and your business. Instead of giving into the inspiration, endless trips that could be available overseas, why not check out the inspiration that is right around you? Yes, in your very local community where you are right now. If you're just starting out, instead of going to Paris, why not go 30 minutes down the road? How about an hour out of the way? How much can you discover with just a tank of gas in your car, in your vehicle? What could you discover? You could also go old school and get something interesting to read. There are tons of magazines, ebooks. You can even go more old school, go to the library and check out something old that maybe you haven't discovered, old history books about your industry, and learn more. What about online viewing? There are tons of YouTube channels, travel vlogs and things like that. So even though you can't go, maybe someone else has, and they're giving you shots and images of things that are inspiring just to you. You could also try an alternate mode of transportation. So if you take the train and are typically underground, or if you're always the one driving, maybe you could have somebody else drive you around, or maybe you could decide to walk. It is amazing the things that we discover when we try a different way of getting there. And last but not least, instead of keeping up with the artistic Joneses, you could just keep up with you. How about that? Yes, you're a designer. Yes, you're a graphic artist. Yes, you're a makeup artist. And maybe you can't afford all the things that you've seen these other artists do. But what can you afford? And you do the best version of that you could do. Maybe you're tired of hearing it. I get it. It becomes just another cliche after a while, and you will not always be there. And that's the consolation for getting up to do it one more day. You can absolutely do this. So again, to review, number one, don't compare yourself to big businesses, but how about you study and modify just to fit your business and where you're at today? Number two, don't spend it just because you have it. Budget. Create a budget. See if you actually have it. Spend it on paper first, and then we can talk about how to spend, save, invest, and give. Proper ways to manage the money that you do have coming in. Have you created assets with your company? Have you created items that are actually generating income? Have you made that back yet? And if not, get around those who know how to do it and make it work for you. Number three, don't give in to the endless inspiration trips. I know it can be hard as an artist. You may feel that you just need that aha moment, but fight the urge to charge it all on a credit card and maybe just put it in your gas tank and travel an hour and a half and see where that takes you. You never know what you can discover in a smaller town that's outside of your locals. And number four, don't try to keep up with the artistic Joneses. Just keep up with you. That's the best thing you can do. Well, we are all out of time for now. Thank you for joining us. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and share this with someone else. And until next time, see you later.